I did that completely backwards. Alrighty, everyone. Welcome back to Heroes Lounge. I am Bahamut, your caster. On the left-hand side, we're going to be having Roll1 Esports, and on the right is going to be Arrogant Nephalem. This is a Division 2 matchup for Heroes Lounge, and before we get into these map bans, before we get into the actual game itself, we had... I was going to say, actually, hero bans. We had some map bans, so let's go ahead and actually pull those up. Coin flip was won by the members of Roll1 Esports. They went ahead and banned out Tomb the Spider Queen. Cursed Hollow was banned out by the members of Arrogant Nephalem. Maybe that was the 32-minute game they just had. And then Dragonshire is going to be the first map chosen by the members of Roll1 Esports, and so they are going to be taking us to a nice macro-based map. I'm super excited about this because we're going to be able to see how teams play around the shrine. And it isn't really like... let me look through my notes here. I don't think I've actually casted a whole lot of Dragonshire. It's actually been banned out by quite a few teams across the different... Oh, that's an entire campaign. Cursed Hollow, Dragon... Oh, no, Dragonshire was played by Slug Me Daddy. That was Div 4. Div 2 played it. Montreal Style Bagels actually played it in their game number 3. I'm just like skimming my notes because I have a bunch of games. Yeah, no, not a lot of Braxis, all that. Not a lot of Dragonshire that I've casted this season for Heroes Lounge. But either way, teams got their picks. Teams got what they like, and we're going to be having a Garrosh first band on the side of Arrogant Nephalem. We do have the follow-up Joanna here. Joanna and Garrosh being very strong tanks. I like the blinds that Joanna offers, the grouping that she can pull in with the Condemn. Blessed Shield is just a great tool, and it's a good setup for a lot of other things in the same realm. Groundbreaker is huge for Garrosh, as well as the repositional factor of the toss. And then you have Warlord's Challenge, which is just a great tool to lock down a few members. You know, you can then pop off a Ring of Frost or something along that lines just to get that burst. But Dahaka will be taken out as well. Another great ban because of the fact that he does offer quite a bit into the rotational advantage that you can have with a global on a map like this. Dahaka, Falstad, I think are great heroes for a map in this realm. But we are going to have an Azmodan ban, and this is a map where you definitely can play Azmodan. The poke can come through. It'll be really strong from mid. You can have the army that's pulled up as well, but that leaves gates open for Diablo, and Diablo on this map... I keep saying this map for a lot of heroes, but that's the thing, is there's a lot of good pickups and denies that are currently happening from both sides because of the fact that they're setting up for some, well, really good setup heroes. Diablo has really good engage, but they take away the Tyrande and the Greymane right away. Because Tyrande and Diablo and Greymane all pair well together very well. I love the idea of having the Shadow Charge into the Overpower. You have the Lunar Flare, Greymane dives in, and you just get that burst damage. It's your standard tried and true dive composition right there. Let's see how they can adjust from there on the side of Arrogant Nephalem. I like the idea of still picking up some dive-based heroes. Okay. I was going to say, dive-based heroes, I wasn't thinking Cassia, to be honest. I like the Kael'thas for the poke. That's going to be very interesting. Well, to see if they're going to be... I know it's going to be Mana Addict, but I always like to bring it up. Do we get a Convection Kael'thas? Malthea will be taken out. They do need a solo laner, and Arrogant Nephalem maybe plays a lot of Nephalem. That'd be my best guess. Did has entered the Nexus? What? I thought he was playing League of Legends. Alright, Malthea being banned out. They can choke out the tank pool in this realm. Something with the Greymane that would go well is like an Anubarak. So far, they're kind of dive heavy. Even then, they could go for a Stitches ban. I would actually think that those are the two heroes that I would ban out. So they're going to take away the Anubarak. Anubarak does pair well with the Greymane because you do have the Burrow Charge in for an engage. You can also dive out with that. You have the Impale for some setup. A lot of good can come from that Anubarak, but I still like the idea of a Stitches here. It's more of you transition out of the dive composition more into a pick composition, but it still works out really good as the Kael'thas's going to be picked up and an ETC. Okay, so they still want to play dive heavy, but they want to have that setup for the Kael'thas. ETC will allow some of those chains to connect and have a little bit more of a time for that Kael'thas player to kind of get everything together, but looking at the side of Arrogant Nephalem, they're going to be needing a support as well as a solo laner. They haven't really technically shown their solo laner, at least their top lane. They could go something like Chen if they want to play crazy. Zagara's not a bad... Like, this is a map where we can see some oddities. They're also going to need a support to go with that Diablo, Cassia, and Kael'thas. Stukov will be picked up, and that's going to be Blaze for the top lane. Okay. Blaze in the top lane. Do you pick up something like a Tychus to kind of make it a little bit more difficult for them? The Tychus also pairs well for the team when they're trying to be playing into the Dragonite, but Leoric is going to be coming in. Oh, I had a joke for that and everything, but no joke. We don't get to make jokes here. I was going to say he's going to be cleaning up the Nexus, but what do I know? No, I actually like the draft from both these teams. I don't think I've casted either of them this season yet. Would have been like really early. No, I haven't. I haven't casted either of these teams yet this season. So we're gonna be loading it in just a second. But the Leoric could be a really difficult thing for the Blaze in that top lane. I think it's gonna be how the Blaze self-sustains. And then the other thing, too, is going to be how quickly they can get these stacks on Kel'Thuzad. And these players are ready to go because we've already got the game. So let's go ahead and load into this game number 1 between Roll1 Esports and Arrogant Nephalem. On the left-hand side, we're going to be having Roll1 Esports with Zad going to be on the Kel'Thuzad. Rock Your World will be on that ETC. Junabe is going to be on the Tyrande. We're going to be having Tops going to be on the Greymane. And Big Beard will round out the team on Leoric. All gold, everything looks pretty good, though, still. Either way, on the right-hand side, Arrogant Nephalem. We are going to be having Tribe going to be on the Kael'thas. Knight will be on the Cassia. Kaim will be on the Blaze. Sigatai is going to be on the Diablo. And Null Pointer will be on that Stukov, healing up the team. Let's get into this as all 5 have gone all mid. And Blaze goes up in the top and says, no, I don't want to play with you anymore. I'm good. This is boring for me, I guess. They are just going to be waiting and getting ready for that top lane. I would expect the Leoric to be doing the same thing, but they're kind of setting up, maybe trying to get a slow on someone who steps a little too far forward. I think they can scout this out a little bit, and they're just not going to allow that to happen. Leoric will rotate off into that top lane. Some questing talents that we can really quickly note. We are going to be looking for those regen globes on Kael'thas as well as Blaze for the new habits and the Mana Addict, and ETC is going to be looking for the regen globes as well for the proc rocket level 1. We'll have to keep an eye on those Master of the Cold Dark stacks for Zad here. This Kel'Thuzad does need to get those stacked up as quickly as possible. The 20 is really good, but then once you get the... wait, is it 20 and 40? Is it 15 and 30? 15 and 30, okay. Once he gets those 15 Blight stacks, that's going to be where he's going to be a happy boy. We do have that first connection, and they're going to be just playing it safe. Shrines activate in the next 16 seconds. We have a pause right out the gate. And I will find out. Oh, apparently someone's mouse has died. It's a tragic day. Rip mouse. Yeah, Zad says that the cat got to it. Try to combo without the mouse, make it a challenge. I love the nice thing is though, I'm glad that apparently Zad just has a backup. And they're like, mouse is dead, it's cool, I'll go get like granted though I have a backup myself too. I could easily run over and grab the one that's over on my work computer. Okay. He has to get the batteries out of the Guitar Hero controller. Alright, we are back into this. Let's go ahead and pull this back over to the casting screen. And we currently have Shrines activating in 10 seconds. We are going to be having the Siege Camp picked up on both sides almost simultaneously. Those will be cleared out probably as they crash right into the bottom lane. And we're going to continue to have these rotations between a couple of the members, making sure they get those regen globes. A couple of members of Roll1 Esports are a little bit slower on this, but it's really not the biggest deal on the face of the planet. Top lane is going to be an interesting contest between these two members. Because it's a lot of good sustain. Nice slow going to be coming out from Stukov. Also Zad going to be caught out there. That's going to be a nice combo coming out from Kael'thas. And first kill of the game going onto that Greymane. We also get the chain connecting onto Knight. They don't have anything else to get onto the root right there. That would have been great if Kel'Thuzad could have landed that root. That would have been so much more follow-up for them. But it does push them into the 4 a little bit ahead on the side of Arrogant Nephalem. Nice ability to get that first kill. Really good combo coming out from that Kael'thas player. It was Triage just really on point with that. Just combination of keys. That's the one thing I can't do as like I cannot be like a mage player like that. Zad taking quite a bit of damage as they do need to back off a little bit at this during this engagement, but they do still have the Siege Giants pushing in this bottom lane. They've cleared out the opposing side. Meanwhile, Greymane will be making sure they have that mid lane soak. Five's a little bit more in favor for them on the side. Rock your world, and that is going to be the shadow charge from Diablo. And this composition is, while it's aggressive, it's picking apart single targets, but it doesn't really play as like a single target pick composition. They're literally going in and taking a single fight, grabbing a kill, and then backing right out. And they're not pushing too hard. And granted, they are fighting under the gate, and playing that aggressive under the gate might have been a little bit too much. So at this point, the two teams are playing it very nice and safe, nice and slow. This is going to be potential Dragonite pickup for the members of Arrogant Nephalem, but they don't have anyone in mid. Well, actually, Diablo is rotating in. Greymane will be up there as well. Big Beard is going to try and stall this out as long as they can. We'll see how that works out for them. As no one is actually in mid, Diablo could zone while Cassia picks us up. The bottom lane is going to be under contest, and they're going to be losing their Kael'thas. They're going to be losing... They should be losing one more. Nope, no one else is... Oh, okay. Stukov is going to get tossed around the map, but they sacrifice 2, pick up a Dragonite, and they're going to start to siege into with this. It's early game. It's not going to be the strongest thing on the face of the planet, but they do pick up the first Dragonite. It allows them to have a little bit more of this breathing room. They don't have to have that eternal battle through top lane, and bottom lane is now ended, but they did lose those 2 kills. They're in favor. This is so far kind of in favor of Roll1 Esports experience-wise. Structure-wise, this opens up mid lane a little bit more for the members of Arrogant Nephalem, and they can kind of start to have that map pressure, and they can play a little bit more aggressively in these lanes. There's only the gate that's left, and the minions are going to be doing some decent work into that. They rotate the dragon into bottom lane. And this is one of the things that I wanted to talk about with a map like this, is the importance of actually focusing on top and bottom forts. If you can take out the fort as well as the well, that allows that lane sustain to, well, not be there, and they can't push in on some of these shrines as well because they have to rotate into mid or all the way to their keep line to get any sort of sustain for the lane, unless they can get it from Tyrande. But as we know at this point, Tyrande needs to auto attack to continually get those good heals off. Time and Big Beard are just going to be going back and forth in this top lane, and it's going to be a slow battle between the two. I like the sprays that come out as well. Just like, all right, you know, we're going to be having this battle, at least check out the spray that I set for my, I believe it was the Blaze. Siege camps, though, going to be picked up on left and right side. Ooh. They sniff it out, and Diablo, they take this away. Greymane and crew can't really do anything about this. They are going to rotate onto this. Kael'thas might be able to get a couple stacks for that Cold Embrace. They might be able to finish out one of them that is going to be connecting onto the Kael'thas. They actually, or excuse me, onto the Stukov. They actually get a lockdown and some more with the Tyrande, but they're living through this so well. Sigatai is so low with just a couple hundred health, and they will be going down. No souls available for that Diablo as they had 97 stacks. That is going to be the silence coming out. Knight is in a bad spot, and they pick up the Cassia kill on top of it. A nice trade, as the members of Roll1 Esports are starting to get their legs underneath them and bring this back, and they are now 4-2 in kills, 9-8 in levels, a solid level lead in their favor. We're going to be seeing Liurko up into that top lane, going to be going into Blaze, as there is going to be another objective popping up fairly soon. Blaze is going to have to use that Jet Propulsion as a disengage, but with the camp that they stole, with the camp that they won over, they're going to be going ahead and actually... I'm seeing the Glacier come out. I'm waiting for, is there going to be a pull onto a member? No, it won't be making it. What's up, Home of Poe? Good one. Gotta make sure I emphasize that one. But thanks for coming by. Hope you're having a great night. Blaze is going to be trying to just de-push Big Beard in this top lane, but with the minion wave that they have, the siege that's coming out, that's going to be working out for them. They're continually going to be holding this over. We also, here's the thing, we have March of the Black King, and we have Cold Blast. That's not the right name, is it? Frost Blast. Cold Blast. So it's some good setup for Mosh Pit, some extra damage that can be coming up, but March of the Black King, it's not a choice that we often see. We do have 10s achieved on the other side as well. Apocalypse for the Diablo. Felling Swipe for the Stukov. Do we get Pyroblast? Phoenix. Phoenix is a stronger zoning tool. It offers a lot more in a fight, but Pyroblast on a single target, if they have no sort of cleanse or ability to disengage from it, it's a nice blow-up tool. Blaze is actually going to be going into the Pyromania. No bunker available. They're not going to be trying to get away, because the thing is, they have Frost Blast. If they just drop the bunker and someone jumps into the bunker, that's a Frost Blast that is gone. Hey, we'll see what they do with this combustion, though. They do have the potential for the pickup onto this, but no one is in mid lane. They are going to be stalling this out. Knight will be trying to get on the point. Knockback from the ETC as they will be silenced for a second, leaving that engagement. Bottom lane is going to be held over in favor for Arrogant Nephalem, and now we have Roll1 Esports stepping up. Knight getting... Oh, they're going to try and find a zone. That is going to be the Frost Blast coming out. That's going to be catching onto a couple members. We should have the Mosh Pit coming out. That's going to be connecting onto 3 members. Diablo gets the Apocalypse, which is going to be studying this out, but Cassia goes down. Flailing Swept to disengage, but they are happy with the 1 kill that they got. Maybe even more as Rock Your World steps up a little bit more. Kaim in top lane is going to be backing off. Surprised. Or no, excuse me. Never mind. I completely looked at that backwards. Does Kel'Thuzad make it to mid? Taking the time to clear the minions. Blaze is going in top. They're getting stalled out here. This is gonna be close. They get it. Blaze also left the point because the Leoric jumped up there, so Big Beard was denying Kaim of, well, trying to deny the Dragonite. So second Dragonite of the game will be going over in favor for the members of Roll1 Esports. Arrogant Nephalem going to be spreading around that pustule, making sure they're all healed up, and they need to defend this. They don't want to be losing any sort of their mid lane or really anything across the map, and they're doing a good job of this. Dragonite going down to 60%. They've taken out the front gate, 13 advantage in their favor. We are going to be getting that Pyroblast from the Kael'thas as well. We'll be looking to see who he throws that onto, who he tries to get some damage on, or at least blow up. Big Beard and Kaim in top lane going to be having that eternal battle, but bottom lane is where all the good fun is going to be busting out at. And we have gate going down. Tower seems to be, they're kind of feigning for it, but the Dragonite is starting to get a little bit low. Kel'Thuzad is the one in there, so if they do end up getting some sort of lockdown onto them once they fall out of it, that could spell their disaster or their demise. There's going to be the ETC getting caught up by the gravity laps. They do pick up the fort, and now they rotate out. 13-12, still in favor for the members of Roll1 Esports. Now Leoric is going to be working their way through top. Dragonite has now ended. And just going to be walking away. Also, Leoric actually... Hold on. Leoric not going to be going into Royal Focus. Going to be going into Unyielding Despair at level 13. Really, really going into that Drain Hope. Making sure that they try and take away as much health from Blaze through that as possible. And we can see it consistently. It's working out. They're definitely holding over that top lane a lot better than the Blazes, and their self-sustain seems to be going very, very well for them. ETC will finish out those proc rock stacks to have a little bit extra beef on that cow. I'm just kind of looking across the minimap and waiting to see what they're going to be doing. And this is a weird spot for Arrogant Nephalem to be in. They're not, I think. Oh, Sigatai is by themselves. They do get the Shadow Charge onto Zed here. Knockback from the, is it Crowd Pleaser? Oh. Loudspeakers. Echo? Yeah, loudspeakers. No. On card, there we go, 13. I was just like, hold on, I'm not right on this at all. I know my ETC towns, I swear I do. Okay, on card at 13, I was just like, where's that little speaker box coming from? But they have the Bruiser Camp for the top lane. Blaze is going to be rotating out. They could potentially catch them here. No Entomb to get them caught, and they just say, all right, well, they're already gone. If they had the Entomb, that definitely would be the opportunity for Big Beard to lock them down. They could get that blow up because, well, Blaze has no bunker. There's really no way to kind of pause that dive onto the Blaze, and so they're just going to have to give over the kill. Either way, though, they do have this nice big push in top lane. 16 is almost in their favor. Every heroic is off cooldown. The Apocalypse does come out. That is going to be the ETC, I think, getting stunned out here. The silence is going to be there as well. Kaim going to be diving in. Not going to be connecting. The chains are going to be connecting from Kel'Thuzad. No, the Frost Blast goes out. Everyone moves away from it. That is just going to be the Lightning Ball going out, not really finishing out too much more onto any other heroes. And just a couple heroics blown, but no one dying, and just a lot of cooldowns now to deal with. We currently have both of the altars popped up. We have Leoric running straight for the bottom lane. They could set up someone in mid, but it doesn't seem like that's going to be the choice. 16 talent tier in their favor. I think they do know Leoric is gone at this point. Okay. Another chain for Kel'Thuzad, who does need only 2 more of those Blight stacks to finish out the Master of the Cold Dark. No one in mid to pick this up, but there is going to be bottom lane held over and consistent catapult pressures. That's something they're going to need to worry about. If they all just go to this one point and say, all right, we'll just hold this point until we get 16 and slowly just trickle in that experience, that's not going to work out for them. Because catapults will slowly win out that bottom lane. Frost Blast is about to come off cooldown. They're going to have Ball Lightning again on the other side. Arrogant Nephalem could go in for a fight, but As always, it's extremely risky without their 16 talent tier. Leoric's already set up for the Dragonite, but Blaze is there for a little bit of poke. No one in that bottom lane to deny, and Zigatai finds one member. Greymane a little too far forward here, going to be locked down, but they end up moving in. ETC with the power slide, going to be moshing onto a couple members. No one going to be able to stop this for the time being. The Apocalypse does come out from the Diablo. The Ball Lightning is going to be there as well. They are going to be having that filling swipe. Rocky World is the first one to go down. The Ball Lightning did do a lot of work for them. Zigatai going to be pulled in, and that is going to be a decent amount of damage coming out. Greymane does get the kill, and that's going to be 2 kills in favor for the members of Roll1 Esports, as Zad is targeted by the Pyroblast, and Junebe is going to be trying to get some damage onto Triumph, and they have the self-heal, but that is going to be the Pushler coming out from Null Pointer for that, and they still have the opportunity for this Dragonite, and that is picked up. Now, the one thing to note during that entire engagement, the Diablo did lose all their souls. They do not have that insta revive as we saw. Tuffet's thirsty? Thirsty! We are going to be having this Bruiser Camp picked up on the aggressive side by Roll1 Esports as well. Currently going to be having that Catapult in bottom pushing up a little bit, but that will be the Diablo clearing that out, trying to get those souls right back. Now that they took out the mid fort and top lane is probably going to fall on its own, they'll move through bottom. They want to have consistent Catapult pressure, which will be big for the team. That Bruiser Camp should be able to finish out that top lane fairly easy, or at least take it down to the point where they can maybe move in with a couple members and burn it down. 18 to 16 in levels. Even talent tiers, a little bit of an experience advantage in favor for the members of Roll1 Esports. We'll see what they're able to do with this. They do kick away the Blaze to deny any sort of combustion plays or anything like that, or any sort of jet propulsion to lock down a member. And I don't think they can take this keep. They do spread that Kael'thas Chain Bomb a little bit. The Bruisers in top lane are going to get a little distracted, as the minion wave, I think, is more important to them. Kael'thas is going to get some nice damage out here. That is going to be... Oh, that's going to be the Leoric going down, so that's a nice pick. 60 seconds left onto them. Zigatai is going to get kicked away. Big Beard is going to be trying to deny death a little bit by just soaking up some of the HP from the enemy heroes. Kael'thas just going to get that chain out. It won't be connecting. A nice Lunar Flare for the follow-up. If they did get that, that would have been a nice kind of stun and slow down. They don't chase this, but this is going to be both of the camps picked up. Oh, do they play this aggressive? No, they won't even be able to make it there in time. Leoric does go straight into that top lane, so they will spawn in top lane in 17 seconds. Blaze is going to be in mid, soaking up as well. Power slide coming through from ETC. That's going to be a chain connecting as well. Null Punter is in a bit of a bad spot, and that will be the Stukov going down. With that, they know they can chase this a little bit harder, and they aren't mounted. That is going to be the Frost Blast going out onto Knight. That is going to be a nice lockdown onto them. We have the Ball Lightning go out as well. They push them back into the friendly team, and that is the Cassia picked up. A nice power slide and mosh coming out from Rock Your World. They end up getting shoved to the side, but they're still in this. Tribe is still the one left alive with the Mana Addict shield that they do have. Tofitz is a little bit low here. They get the dive in, and that is going to be another member killed as Big Beard spawned in top lane, trying to finish out that top lane fort, and now we are going to be having Blaze at least denying that. But this is a bottom lane keep that is definitely going down in favor for the members of Roll1 Esports. Ball damage. Definitely ball damage. Beard swinging that bat like Babe Ruth on steroids. Velvet Thunder, that's a good one. That was a good one. If only we had baseball bat Leoric. You know what? We got Janitor Leoric. I'm a happy boy. But bottom lane now has consistent catapult pressure and some siege giants down there as well. We do have the Cassia and the Stukov taking care of that, while the Bruiser Camp is going to be picked up by Roll1 Esports to feed more into the bottom lane. Shrines will activate in 15 seconds, and we do have Kael'thas, the last one from death there, coming back. Oh, how do you set up on this? ETC's already on bottom. Leoric's already on top. They're going to grab the siege, or the Bruiser Camp on the the Bruiser Camp, okay. The Bruiser Camp on the left-hand side. I don't think they're going to be able to grab this Dragonite quick enough. Oh, wait, no one's in position to deny it. I mean, they don't have 20, which I can understand not fighting over that, but... That's a little risky. Actually, it's very risky, as I think they're taking this Dragonite straight into bottom lane. They want to try and end with this. They've got their 20 talent tier advantage. Oh, if Big Beard would have had that deny, that would have been a nice kind of denial to make sure that they don't hearth back all the way. Leoric will stay in top. Kind of have the added pressure of saying, all right, well, if we don't end with this, at least we'll be able to take down the top lane fort. Ball Lightning does go out. That is going to be connecting onto a few. That is going to be the Apocalypse coming out from the Diablo. The kick will put them into the corner even harder, and that doesn't really push them far away. That is going to be the Shadow Charge coming up from Diablo. The Frost Blast comes out. That it connects onto a couple members. No mosh, just no Mosh just yet coming out. Leoric will be back in this fight. They are going to be having the Mosh come out. That is going to be the Power Slide, and it's going to be going out onto a couple other members. They have the Pyroblast coming out, and that connects onto a few, but that doesn't get any kills. Stukov will be going down to the Greymane. They turn their sights onto the Cassia, and with this, the chain bombs are spread, but the thing is, they don't get a kill once again with it. Kael'thas doing the best that they can. The knockback will be there. They have the Encore for the second little knock away. They should be able to get into the Nexus here. I don't think they'll be able to end it that life, but they are going to be ending the life of this core. As Tribe is stepping out and taking some aggressive hits here, but that is going to be the core going down. Game number 1 going over in favor of Roll1 Esports. GG. Well played. To get ourselves going into game number 2. Alrighty, so we had the members. Alright, so really quickly, while we get all this information kind of set up here, or at least while we get the draft going, let me let you know on the things you've missed. Coin flip was won by Roll. I don't know. I feel like I said that super weird, but coin flip was won by Roll1 Esports. They went ahead and banned out Team the Spider Queen. First, Curse Tile was banned out by the members of Arrogant Nephalem. First map was Dragonshire, won by the members of Roll1 Esports. The members of Arrogant Nephalem have chosen for first pick, giving the map pick back over to Roll1 Esports, and they are taking us to Battlefield of Eternity for our second map here. Let's get back into our draft as we have a Diablo ban coming out. They do not want to deal with a Diablo on the side of Arrogant Nephalem. And they even had the Diablo in the last game. Asmodee ban coming out once again. Battlefield of Eternity, not his strongest map. And take it from me, are you and playoffs? I would love to do playoffs. Also, hi Zool Rules. Thanks for coming by, my friend. I haven't asked anything. I didn't want to like overstep my stuff. I don't know. Role in Heroes Lounge, so I didn't bug anyone about here playoff casting, but I'd be more than willing to, of course. If there's games, I want to cast them. But we have a new brack being banned out, so tank pools really being limited tonight. Even in the Div 3 game that we had. Sorry, just let me mark this in my notebook because I forgot. I'm trying to do better about marking what division games are in, because I did that for Nexus Gaming Series, and I didn't mark what the divisions were, and so I was talking with someone about it, like maps and stuff, and they're like, oh, what division was that? Well, like the maps they were banning, and I was like, oh, I don't remember, so now I'm trying to be better about it. But Vala going to be banned out, so they're not going to be wanting to have that burn onto the Immortal. Surprisingly, maybe they're going to be trying to prioritize the Greymane. Tyrande is going to be first picked on the side of Arrogant Nephalem, but that still leaves Greymane, Hanzo, Lunara, Malthael, a lot of these high burn heroes. Lunara has fallen off quite a... I wouldn't even say fallen off, but she hasn't been prioritized. But Artanis for the solo lane and Greymane going to be picked up for the Immortal burn as well. Artanis, this is arguably Artanis's best and only map in a sense. A lot of people really don't play Artanis too much, and this is the only map. Well, you could go and see like Unalesca. She absolutely kills it on Artanis. But it's not something you see across many maps, especially in competitive play. Joanna will be picked up. Blaze going to be picked up as well. That means Artanis goes into Blaze in the solo lane. Joanna has really strong blinds. I personally would say ban out Cassia. Cassia actually has really good... she does work on the Immortal. The blinds pair well into Joanna. Greymane and Artanis would suffer from that. Granted, Artanis has blinds themselves at 10 with the... my brain. I don't know why, but I always like mix up Phoenixes and Artanises. Maybe it's because they're just Protoss. I always want to say Purification Salvo, but it's not. There's Purifier Beam and Suppression Pulse. There we go. Artanis is Suppression Pulse. They do ban out the Hanzo. Smart move, because they want to take away that potential burn onto the Immortal. Granted, as I said in the first match, can you cast replays? I absolutely can cast replays. I was actually thinking about doing it more often, JB Sheds, where I pick up a game at like a specific time, and then I just fill in a replay cast afterwards, because that way I don't have to wait on a second game, and I can go from one game into another, and then Twitch chat doesn't have to wait for 20 minutes for another match, basically. I mean, granted, tonight they just started at Bandit, which is great, but yeah, no, I love casting replays, and they're super easy. The only thing is I don't get to have the draft, but either way, it still works. Back into our game here as I'm punching my microphone. My apologies to your ears. Garrosh will be rounding out the tank role, and that is going to be a Stukov for the support on the side of Roll1 Esports. So good control, some aggression that they can utilize there, but it's going to be a little bit of a slower, maybe single target pick here. Once again, now that they have the Garrosh, I'm not feeling too confident about the Cassia. If you dive in with Cassia, Garrosh now has an opportunity to separate you from your team a little bit more. So maybe they go for something different in that realm on the side of Burn, and it's going to be Raynor with Jaina. There's actually, oh crap, what is it? There's a level 1 talent for Raynor that's actually really, really good on this map because it deals extra damage to the Immortal. Granted, though, Jaina has slows, and they could just give him some Peppa. That's an opportunity, too. This last pick, oh, they could just use some range damage. And that pairs well with the Garrosh. Double displacement. If you can get the Junkrat mine set up and then you have Garrosh do the toss onto one of those concussion mines, you can really separate someone. Or even if you get the toss and you get a concussion mine out, they can knock them further away. Junkrat, I think Junkrat's a great hero and really, really good at disturbing the peas? I don't know. He's really, really good at just that reposition and just being an absolute nuisance here. But we've got ourselves a draft. We are going to be loading here in just a second. I just wanted to once again say thank you all to everybody who is hanging out, watching the games, talking in Twitch chat, lurking, all that stuff. You are all awesome, and I really, really appreciate you all hanging out and just supporting the channel and supporting some awesome teams. So kudos to you. All right, we have already loaded in. I can't even drink tea. Let's go ahead and get into this game number 2 between Roll1 Esports and Arrogant Nephalem. On the left-hand side, up 1 game, trying to close out the series is Roll1 Esports with Rock Your World on the Garrosh. We're going to be having Tofitz on the Gray main. We'll have Stukov played by Junba. That will also be Zad on the Junkrat. And then we will have Big Beard rounding out the team with Artanis. Following that is going to be the members of Arrogant Nephalem. They want to take us to that game number 3, so we're going to be having Sigatai on the Joanna. We'll have Tribe on the Jaina. No Pointer on the Tyrande. Knight will be on the Raynor, and in the top lane on the Blaze, once again, is going to be Kaim. You see the solo laners already matching up, but the fun will be breaking out in bottom lane. I looked at it wrong, and I swore I saw body check for Garrosh at level 1, and I was like, yes, give me body check Garrosh with Decimate. Not going to be happening, unfortunately. And actually, this is the level 1 talent that I was actually talking about beforehand. Exterminator. Basic attacks deal 50% more damage. Minions, mercenaries, and monsters, this increase when Inspire is active. A really, really good opportunity to help Burn onto the Immortal with that level 1 questing talent. It doesn't pair so much well into the Jaina, who is going to have that kind of slow and allowing them to apply that pepper and get that crit. But either way, they're going to be going more for the race in this realm. Just disrupting everything on the ground with the concussion mine. We do get the slows from Sigatai. Silence going to be coming out as well. Meanwhile, in top lane, we are going to be having a little battle between Blaze and Artanis. And it's going to be I would say for both of these teams, it's going to be a bit of a slow start here. I don't expect either one to be breaking out any sort of big plays and getting any sort of big kills. Unless they can get, you know, a reposition with Garrosh over the gate. But as long as they don't go past midway on the map, they should be fine on the side of Arrogant Nephalem. I'm waiting now, because like now they're battling out a little bit. They're starting to work their way in. Rock Your World could get that toss, but they don't want to accidentally get the minion. Objective will be popping up here in about a minute 20. We should be seeing teams rotate off for their camps in a few moments here, just to grab those and have them work their way into the top and bottom lane. Those the shaman camps can be really, really powerful for them. I'm trying to like scan the map and look at everything all at the same time. Okay. Yeah, they rotate off. They're going to both grab camps. 3-3 in levels. No big experience advantage, as I said. Most of the teams are going to be kind of playing it slow, safe, really just looking for the setup for this game, and the big brawl will break out right around the first Immortal phase, or they could just go for the, you know, the gentleman's race and not even look at each other. This is going to be level 4 for both teams. They do pick up the Siege camp as well to pair into their Shaman camp. That is going to be in bottom lane, but it should be cleared out by Gino before they even pick up this camp. So realistically, they're just giving each other work to do. Knight's going to be pushed away a little bit from the concussion mine. As I said, no big plays just yet. Junaba going to be stunned out here. Nice groundbreaker to get a couple more stacks, and that actually will be the Stukov kill. First kill of the game. Nice pickoff as they are going to be going to the Immortal phase in 10 seconds, but at the same time, death timers are super low. This timer works out with just about the Immortal, so if they delay for a few seconds, they will have their Stukov back. 5 to 5 in levels, a slight experience advantage in favor for the members of Arrogant Nephalem with that extra kill, but we can already see Raynor just applying some pressure with just those auto attacks from that level 1 Exterminator, as well as the help from Triab. But now we just have Tofit's on that Greymane, chunking as best they can. This bottom lane will go over in favor for the members of Arrogant Nephalem. Do we see the race? They know that they're not going to win. I don't think they're going to win this race. They either play it aggressive or they just try and burn down the shielding, and they just go for that. They're going to try and burn down the shielding as much as possible. Garrosh is going to do a little bit of work, but you can see them chunking through this Immortal on the side of Arrogant Nephalem. Granted, not going to lie, that Immortal went down to 3,724 health very, very quickly. So I'm not counting the members of Roll1 Esports out of this race just yet, but it definitely went over in favor for Arrogant Nephalem. This will be going into the bottom lane, so we do see our 2 solo laners go right back into the top lane. And now, like, I'm waiting for them, how they're going to play this. The Immortal has a little bit of shielding. It attacks from range while it has shielding. Once it loses that shielding, it moves into melee range. And that's usually when we see teams really go for the burn. The only big, the only big damage they can do at this point is just kind of from those ranged autos from Greymane and the Junkrat. Now that's moved into range, they can kind of dive onto it and get a little bit more siege onto it. At the same time, they want to watch out for Jaina, who's dumping that snow, and also these stuns that are going out onto the ground. They take out the front gate as well as the walls. Greymane dives in. They don't want to lose their well. This could... That's going to be their well going down. That's hard. And I put a lot of... When I'm casting, I put a lot of emphasis on the wells, because if you don't have your lane sustained, that's extremely difficult to continue to battle, and you're going to have to rotate extremely far. If we currently look at it, the closest well they have is through either that mid gate on the map or their bottom lane keep for bottom lane. Top lane is still, it's pretty equal up there between those two members. I don't think anyone's going to be really winning that out. They're just mostly looking for the soak between the two teams, maybe just making sure they don't get caught out of position, but realistically they could all just be watching AGDQ in top lane. Just making sure that they don't stay there too long and they get their minion wave soak. But we just have reset at this point. Both the teams are kind of waiting and maybe even baiting a kill. No one... Ooh, Greymane. I saw Greymane on the minimap kind of going for the top lane, and I was like, oh, are you feigning for this gank? Might take them a little bit here, but Big Beard is going to rotate off. Actually, ooh, Blaze is going to be showing on this. Now, this is the fight that I want. Oh, is he going to try and swap him off at the last second? But he's not going to know that Rainer's there. Oh, he didn't do it quick enough. I think he was going to try and swap him off the point, go grab the point, like put him in the lane. That would have been a really, really good pick for the Artanians. That would have been awesome, but they don't get it. Both teams pick up the siege camp for the top and the bottom lane. They should have their shamans up soon. Or does it go, is it with like right as the Immortals go? I can't remember the timing. Toss goes out onto Sigatai. They are trying to find their way through this. That is a nice lunar flare that goes out, connects onto the Greymane. I do believe Snow going to be jumping from Jaina with that Blizzard. Camps are going to be picked up, or are... Oh, Rocky World is a little bit low here. That is going to be the push roll, and they get the kill onto the Garrosh. It's a nice pickoff from the members of Arrogant Nephalem. Kaiman top lane is going to be just pushing up this wave quite a bit. They're going to be just... the denial onto the mount onto Artanis, I like that. Just like, oh, you mounted, dismount. We go back over to our Immortal race phase, and we can see with Raynor, who is inspired, is really chunking through this thing, as well as the mark from Null Pointer and Triab with that Jaina. You can see, look at that. That is so quick of a burn. They have to play this aggressive. Garrosh is back. They know they have to fight this. This is also before 10s. This is the fight they gotta take if they want to slow them down on this race, because you can see that it is going really, really quickly in favor for the members of Arrogant Nephalem. They do get the stun onto the Jaina, but no one else is going to be chasing that. Kaim is going to be diving out as well. Meanwhile, the rest of the members are just going to be auto attacking. This Immortal tribe is so low. They do get the swap from Tofit's, or excuse me, from Big Beard, and now Kaim is going to be diving in onto Big Beard, who is so low, just a couple hundred health. Will get the healing pustule out from from Stukov. Kaim is now in a bit of a bad spot, and Blaze goes down. But here's the thing, chat. We have a almost fully shielded Immortal working its way through top lane. There isn't a Jaina or a Blaze to siege with it, so they do get some decent burn onto this, but we have to consider how long it's going to take for them to burn this thing down and what kind of value it will get for them. It's definitely going to be taking out the well here. Or no, it's going to be just focusing on the fort. Okay. Well, it's going to take a little bit of damage. We also see Raynor just sitting in that top lane kind of waiting. Sigatai and Butt was at bottom trying to push this up as best as they can. But this will be burned down, taking down half the health of the fort and half the health of the well. 11 to 10 here, and I did not talk about 10 talents. We once again have combustion on Blaze. No bunker. That's such an interesting choice to me. I want to know why. Maybe one day I'll be able to find out. But rotation's back. Actually, the entire team swap goes out. They dodge it. That would have been a good swap from Big Beard. If that would have been a nice single target. They probably would have had a blow up on that with the Warlord's Challenge, the Cursed Bullet, all that. But top lane, Kaima's just going to be pushing this out once again and holding this lane over. Artanis will be going up there to make sure they don't miss out on the soak. And now we have Bruiser Camp going to be picked up on the left-hand side by the members of Roll1 Esports. And they'll be doing the exact same thing on the side of Arrogant Nephalem. I think we have the Immortal popping up in the next 15 seconds. That feels about right with timing. Bruiser Camp is going to be held onto for a few seconds here. Artanis is going to be going over on the left-hand side. The Sentinel does scout out the fact that they have finished it, and they could rotate over for it, but now they say, no, we're not going to allow that situation to happen, but they move over onto this top camp. Big Beard is told by the friendly team, I do think, and Blaze will get the charge out for a second. The Jet Propulsion will slow them down for a second here. The blind comes out from Artanis. They do grab this bottom lane camp to pressure up with their shamans as well. Both teams pretty much getting the exact same thing, and they take out the well. They should be able to take out this top lane fort. Greymane will rotate up. Nope, no they won't. I was looking at the minimap and I was like, oh, they're going to go help clear. No, they're going to just all siege through bottom lane. They're going to trade forts here. Meanwhile, though, Sigatai is going to get caught out of position. That's a nice pick onto the Joanna as we have the Immortal spawning here in, well, now. They could go for this bottom lane fort, which would push them into that 13 range, but we can see the Immortal burn from the members of Arrogant Nephalem. They've already taken them, they've almost caused the halfway point to already go. They do have to get the bottom lane fort. They have the double camp pressure down there. Raynor's just trying to put in work in this bottom lane. They do get this transition, which is going to buy some time. That's a really good play. Since they have that transition, that buys about, I think it's like 10 to 20 seconds of just the animations of the Immortals just kind of like getting back into their position. It's not 20 seconds. It's more like 7 to 10. But realizing that no one's on the other side, they're just going to dive in right onto this. Oh, and I thought Greymane was going to get caught out there. They're putting everything they can, but Sigatai and crew are down here. Rock Your World is probably calling out to the friendly team that is going to be happening. And look at this chunking onto these Immortals. It's going so quickly. The blind comes out from Artanis. That is a nice use of the suppression pulse to deny them any sort of extra damage on the Immortals. So they get their first Immortal of the game. I believe this is the 3rd Immortal? I think it's the 4th. I don't know. Twitch chat probably knows better than I do. But they will be able to pick up their first Immortal of the game. They'll push this through the top lane. I think this is 3rd. Pretty sure. Condemn going to be pulling them in a little bit. Big Beard is waiting in the shadows here, maybe seeing if someone flanks or maybe just looking for an angle for a swap. They do go ahead and get the swap onto Triad. That's going to be Jaina in a bad spot. The Ring of Frost comes out. That's going to be Combustion as well. So many members are so low. The Hyperion doing work and just getting so many of these members so low. Oh my god, Big Beard. They turn that fight around so quickly. A swap turns into their absolute demise as Kaim steps in with the Combustion. I know I talked a little bit of crap about that Combustion. Or not Combustion, no. Yes, Combustion. I got Pyromania and Combustion mixed up. Either way, that set up so much for them. And the Ring of Frost too, just the burst damage they had. That was just a really, really good play coming out from the members of Arrogant Nephalem to deny this. And now they go on the chase on the bottom lane. There's going to be Junkrat. Oh, gonna be denied. And they get the pick onto Junkrat, staggering at death. That is exactly what you want when you're on the side of Arrogant Nephalem. Now that they've got a little bit of momentum underneath them, honestly, even more, because the early game from them was really strong. They had a little bit of a falter right around the 13 area, but now I think they're starting to bring it back. So now they're putting Roll1 Esports in a harder spot. It's almost equal on structures on this map. We just have the top lane fort in favor for the members of Arrogant Nephalem, and we'll see what they're able to do. Once again, Artanis is going to be on the top lane camp, and it is going to be scouted out. That Combustion. No, seriously, that Raynor knockback to deny the Junkrat concussion mine from actually getting Junkrat out of there. Just frames of good play. Really, really good play from both these teams. I'm loving it. 15 to 15 in levels. 16's on the precipice for the members of Arrogant Nephalem, and they're trying to find that through the top lane. They need, like, okay, there we go. I was about to say, like, they need a minion, not even, but they will be getting that here. 16 talent tier in their favor, and now that the Immortals are going to be spawning, they do move over to the Bruiser camp, but they should play this aggressive. I don't think this Bruiser camp will give them 16s on the side of Roll1 Esports, but it should put them pretty close. Our chance will be able to finish out that top lane camp and deep pressure that, so there we go. Yeah, we'll be getting pretty close, so it might be a few moments without 16s, but we should have just about a 16 to 16 fight in a moment here, and we can see the shred going through the Immortal on the side of Arrogant Nephalem. Look at the damage they're putting into this, but hey, it's pretty even between the two teams. We're looking at about an 800 difference, 850 difference in damage, in health for the Immortals. That's a really, really close race. Now they're kind of holding this. They're holding this because 16s are for both teams. They do move over onto this. Rocky World is trying to find an entry point. The Indomitable is going to be used as well. They get the toss onto Kime here. They're looking for something. Taunt goes out as well. There's going to be the Ring of Frost underneath them. They do lock down a couple members. That is going to be Big Beard getting the swap, but it doesn't pull them away. Garrosh is the first one to go down. Flailing Step pushes them away. Kime is so low, but there is going to be the pure... Oh my god. Suppression Pulse gets the kill. Sukov goes down as well. And that is the Immortal in favor for the members of Arrogant Nephalem, as the Raynor was just chunking away with that Exterminator during the entire time. Bottom lane is pressured quite a bit, but this is a later game Immortal really pushing down bottom lane. Jaina will be able to get the clear onto this. That was these fights, they're grouping up and getting so close together, they're stacking so much on the side of Roll1 Esports that they're able to get these huge combustions, these Ring of Frost, these blizzards. Like, there's so much value they're getting because of the fact that they're clumping up quite a bit. The other thing too is Jaina has that Numbing Blast. Numbing Blast? Yes. Where it's gonna be rooting for her. And so being able to root with the Ring of Frost and then having a root off of your Cone of Cold, big plays coming out from them. The Immortal does move into melee range. Swap does go out, but it doesn't connect onto anyone. Top lane keep, bottom lane keep should be fine. It's just going to take some damage here. Yeah. They'll be able to save it. So no catapult pressure, consistent catapult pressure in this bottom lane. But they put him in a bit of a hard spot. 17 to 18 in levels, 4 to 8 in kills. This is a completely different game for Arrogant Nephalem. They, like, game number 1, it looked really, really strong on the side of Roll1 Esports. They look comfortable in Dragonshire, but here, as this game is progressing more and more, it's looking stronger and stronger for Arrogant Nephalem. Really quickly, just looking through some of the questing talents, Groundbreaker is getting close to being done for that Garrosh. We have the, I don't know what the name of that 4 talent is for Junkrat off the top of my head. Taste for Explosions is going to be, well, 90 out of that 200 necessary. New Habits is done by Blaze. Fingers of Frost is done by Jaina. She's also at 9,000 out of the 15,000 for her baseline quest. That is the blind coming out from Artanis to just try and slow the siege down. We're seeing that it really slows them down. The swap goes out. It doesn't connect. Starfall's there for a disengage on top of that, or at least for some zone for the chase. And they back off. They save their bottom lane keep. That's big. Making sure that they keep that keep alive is a nice play in favor for the members of Roll1 Esports. They rotate up into the top lane. They do need to get the clear onto this camp. They don't want to lose out that top lane fort, because this forces the Immortal to move through the top lane. Granted, also, bottom lane is, I think, opened up a little bit in favor for the members of Roll1 Esports. So if they do win out this Immortal, it will still go top lane. And just to anybody who's at home and doesn't know, the Immortal will always, and even like on Brax's Holdout, if you pick up the boss or the Immortals, they will always go into the most well-defended lane for your enemy. So if you have 2 forts in top lane and just to keep in bottom, that boss or that Immortal will always go to that top lane because it is the more well-defended. Until then, you have to just look at structure damage. But a nice blind coming up from Sigatai, noting that they do have the Stukov in the bush, and they're just trying to get this set up for a gank here. Every heroic is off cooldown. No swap connecting from Bidbeard, just going to get some damage onto Sigatai. I'm like waiting with bated breath. Silence and Root going to be going out onto one. There's going to be the Root coming out from Null Puncher. There's going to be the Curse Ball. That is going to be the Suppression Pulse. Ring of Frost is going to be connecting onto 3 members here. A lot of damage out of that Jaina. The Pyro, the Combustion out of the backline. Blessed Shield will connect. And that's going to be our Artanis first one going down. That's going to be the Greymane on top of it. And with that, they should be able to move over onto this Immortal. Garrosh will be just repositioning for a few seconds. But with the death timers as long as they are, this is definitely going to be This Immortal phase going over in favor for the members of Arrogant Nephalem. It's going to be hard to defend this, and especially with 38 on Greymane and 34 on the Artanis. Really can't do too much here. They don't want to be staggering deaths. And then, oh, Kaim has some setup here. They are going to be getting the toss. That does stun out a couple members. They have the slow. They get the Groundbreaker, but the Lunar Flare connects, and they get the kill onto Garrosh. That staggered death is not what you want. That also pushes them into the realm of 20 on the side of Arrogant Nephalem. They move over onto this Immortal, and this should be a fully shielded Immortal in their favor, pushing through top lane. And that's a rough spot to be in for Roll1 Esports. Oh, Amethiciel. I think I said that right. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for bringing over all of your friends. We are currently in a game. And also, thank you for the 11 bits. I will resend all of your alerts once we get out of this game. We do have Immortal through top lane, but they say, hey, bottom lane's already, like, destroyed, and they have to destroy the Immortal. So let's get a catapults for bottom lane, rotate up into top, and now push with our Immortal, which has been chunked down quite a bit. You can see that that bar is just getting shredded. Amethiciel, thank you so much. Okay, I'm so, like, when I see names like that, I'm like, uh-oh, how's my mouth gonna try and, like, form these words? But we do have a Bless Shield going out. That is also gonna be the blinds there as well. So many members are getting so low. Tyrann is the first one to go down, as well as the Blaze. They might have bit off more than they can chew. Junkrat did not have their 20 yet. I was like, did they get the cooldown reduction onto the Riptire? No, that's not going to be the case. Also, the Hyperion went out on top of that. Zoned out a little bit here, and we are going to be getting the top lane keep saved for now. I'm number 2. Yes! They grab their camp on the right-hand side. Junkrat will be clearing out bottom lane. That keep has a sliver on the mini-map of health. Ooh. Not a lot is going to be needed to get that kill. They do rotate around for this. They have the Garrosh sitting on the point, or at least in the bush, to make sure that no one's going to be getting well rotated and ganked here. It's 20 to 20 in levels. Artanis is still holding their. Okay, so they go for the double purification. No, oh my god, not purification salvo, suppression pulse. I don't know why, but it's just like, yeah, all the Protoss have the exact same comeback hypo. Ooh. I was thinking it's game 3, but hey, roll. It's Here's the Storm. It's anybody's game. This definitely, I mean, we could see it's 20 to 20 in levels. Almost every heroic is off cooldown. I mean, they could get a great fight. They could pick off one and just go through there. Ulysses, thank you for coming by. Hypers. Very hypers. I'm waiting for this. Who's going to step out too far? Rock Your World will get hit by that Sentinel. They do kind of know that they're around there somewhere. All right. I'm just like chugging tea and water while I have the opportunity. You're okay, Bandit. Got freaked out by a cord. I get it. It's okay. You're fine. Lay back down, bud. All right. It's my game. Oh. It's your game? All right. Nice Blessed Shield going to be coming out, slowly getting them stunned out here. They also go ahead and drop the blinds there as well. Knight going to be getting caught out here. That's going to be the Hyperion in the other direction. That is going to be one member getting picked off here. Garrosh is the first one to go down. Zad is in a bit of a bad spot, going to be trying to make their way out, and they fall very, very quickly. The blinds come out, and that is going to be Jaina not going down. Actually, no, they get caught by the edge of their blades, and that is so many members going down. The entire team of Roll1 Esports is picked off, and the only member to die on the side of Arrogant Nephalem is going to be that Jaina. They can move through this. The GGs are already called out. I mean, they just go core, but will they be able to do it quick enough? I'm not sure. Hold on. Because they don't really have anything to tank the core besides, well, their tank. I don't... No, they're going through it quick enough. I was thinking, I was like, oh, they're not going to be able to, you know, burn this down by the time they spawn. No, they do. Hot's life. Thanks for casting. Oh, it's my pleasure. I love casting. As I said to JB Sheds, I'll always be here as long as there's teams to cast. But that is going to be the Blessed Shield just to slow them down. That's going to be game number 1 going over in, or excuse me, game number 2 going over in favor for Arrogant Nephalem. They take us to that game number 3. That's sweet, sweet game number 3. Let's get that set up. Game number 3. All of that is all set. Here we... Okay. Game number 3 between these two teams. We had some map choices at some point, so let me go ahead and update you on that information. The coin flip of the entire series was won by Roll1 Esports. They banned out Tomb of Spider Queen. Arrogant Nephalem banned out Cursed Hollow. Dragonshire was first picked up by Roll1 Esports and won by them. They went into Battlefield of Eternity for map number 2. They lost that. They wanted first pick for game number 3, so now we have Volskaya Foundry picked by Arrogant Nephalem. Chat, I'm ready for this. I am ready for our game number 3 on Volskaya Foundry of all maps. This can go to the 2nd Triglav Protector. This can go to the 4th. I don't think I've ever had a 5th. I don't think I've ever casted a 5th Triglav Protector. They usually end around the 4th. Most of the time the 3rd. It's kind of, I wouldn't say like a checkmate position, but it's definitely high up there. Okay, Joanna going to be banned out. I wonder if we have the Diablo banned out once again here. Or we just limit the tank pools completely between the two teams? No, it's going to be Tyrande. Both teams actually valuing the Tyrande very highly and picking her in the first slot in both games. I believe the members of Roll1 Esports in game number 1 actually picked up the Tyrande Greymane. Excuse me. Very early at that match, and then we had the Tyrande first pick on that last map. But Volskaya Foundry, it's definitely a brawly map. We see things like Alexstrasza pop up here quite a bit because she gets a lot of value like that. We also see heroes who have a lot of good sustain and other heroes who can kind of chain and really get a lot of value in some of these elongated team fights. Like I personally, I love playing Falstad on this map. I love going Magestad, and I can get all the hammering stacks, just stack after stack, because people clump up onto the points. At least in the division I play in, people stack up really easily. Gust is a really great tool for disengage if things start to go south. Some of the points, you know, you are going to be fighting for some time, so we'll maybe see that Falstad pop up. Because the thing is, like, Dahaka isn't really the best on this map. I'm happy. That's a first pick Asmodan. The correct slot for an Asmodan to be in. I love that. This will probably either be Gluttony or Wrath. I play Wrath just because that's my style with it, but I would expect it to be Gluttony with the cooldown reductions, and you can keep just dunking after dunking. That's a Muradin first pick. Not something we've seen in a long time. Muradin usually kind of falls to that later half of the draft, but good engage, good disengage, good setup. I mean, we could see a Haymaker, let me correct myself, a Playmaker Muradin repositioning with that heroic at level 10. But now that we have an Asmodan, we should be seeing a strong solo laner, but we also should see a high priority onto wave rotations and wave clear. Anub'arak will be picked up, good engage, and Rainer's going to be picked up as well, going to be able to give him that pepper. Hyperion's a really good sieging tool as well as anti-sieging tool. It definitely allows you to kind of have a little bit of a zoning with that. I like that pickup so far, but they're going to need something to help with that Asmodan for wave clear. They need to make sure that they prep the waves a little bit quicker, and they can at least get the clear. I personally, if I was on the other side, I'd ban out, well, I would actually go support choke. I would actually ban out the Stukov. I think it was pretty strong in that last game, but they go for the Malfurion, huh? I wonder if they're trying to play maybe a little divey, and so they're afraid of the Malfurion if they play this divey composition with Muradin kind of initiating, maybe they pick up a Greymane or a Phoenix or anything like that, that the Malfurion can then go for the Twilight Dream, silence them, and the entire fight goes the other way. I did not talk about bans right here. It's like the timers feel so short when I have to talk about both sides. But Blaze is going to be banned out. Not a bad idea. Karim has played Blaze in both of the games so far. And the Combustion in the last game, I would not want to play against that Combustion ever. That was a really, really good Combustion play. I doubted it, and I'm going to shut my mouth about it because it was very good. Stukov, though, going to be picked up. That is also going to be a Kerrigan with it. Okay. Good engagement. Good aggression. They could go Water Elemental and Ultralisk, so they have like a 7-person fight. That's an option. Definitely, it could be there. Last 2 picks, though, coming out from the members of Roll1 Esports. They're going to need their main support. I still like the Alexstrasza. Decker Kane's not a bad idea. You can buff that Rainer a little bit. That's gonna be an Uther. Arthas for solo lane. Sendragosa. Sendragosa, please. Can we get a Sendragosa game chat? I want a Sendragosa game chat. The last pick, though, coming out from Arrogant Nephalem. They're going to need a solo laner to go into that Arthas. I actually don't like the idea. I don't mind the idea of a Malthael here. Malthael could be pretty... Actually, no, Malthael wouldn't be great because they could Divine Shield with the Uther, and that would deny any sort of last rights, so that wouldn't really matter. Cocoon would also kind of mess them up. They could have actually... Oh, no. I was going to say they could have gone into Li Ming, but that would have been double mage, and Jaina wouldn't have paired well with that. I don't know how I feel about these drafts on, like, either side. So, like, on the side of Roll1 Esports, I'm not sure how I feel about how the Asmodean will stack. I don't think that there's a lot of good opportunities to help prep him or anything like that. If he goes into Wrath and he's auto-attacking, and if he has Bombardment, which is a really good way to stack very quickly, yeah, you can do that way, but I feel like this is going to be Gluttony. We're going to be seeing a lot of the same talents. We're not going to be seeing any sort of battle momentum or any sort of... Hell's Gate or Hell's Rift at level 13, so no, that's 16 because you have Brutus Warriors. Anyways, I'm just naming talents at this point. Let's go ahead and get into this game number 3. On the left hand side, we are going to be having Roll1 Esports with Toph's going to be on the Uther, Big Beard is going to be on the Arthas, Rock Your World is going to be on the Anub'arak, and Junipero is going to be on the Raynor, and we're going to have Zad on the Asmodean. Sorry, we're having some role swaps here and it's throwing me off a bit. All right. On the right-hand side, trying to win this game themselves, trying to take this series, we're going to be having the members of Arrogant Nephalem with Jaina going to be played by Triup. We're going to be having Sigatai going to be on the Muradin. We'll have Null Pointer going to be on the Stukov. Knight will be playing the Cassia, and Kaim going to be on the Kerrigan. Let's get into this. So like, it threw me off because Juniba has been their support player, but Tofitz has been their kind of melee, has been their assassin, roughly. I mean, he's played Greymane in a lot of the games and has been pretty aggressive. Well, I'm wondering about these role swaps. It always weirds me out when, like, someone who's, like, mostly an assassin is now playing a support. I'm just like, uh-oh. They are going to be stepping forward quite a bit here. Tofitz is a little bit low on health. Going to get that healing for the friendly team. Now, we also do have Asmodean going into the Gluttony at level 1, so they're going to be looking for those 200 stacks so that way they can get the cooldown reduction from minions and from heroes. A nice combo going to be coming out from Kaim here. Not going to be able to get the pick onto Big Beard. And now the rotations go back out into play as we have a minute before the first Triglav Protector is available. Raynor should rotate off and is going to be grabbing the enforcement or the fortification camp on the left-hand side. No one going for the right side just yet, but maybe these rotations are throwing them off, or they're just trying, to deny the Asmodean a little bit of value here, as they're already sitting at 22 stacks. Not going to be too bad just yet. That is going to be both camps picked up, not simultaneously, but fairly close. I don't think that they have the tools or the ability to dive in on this and steal it away, so this will be just even pickups for either side. I'd kind of expect there to be a rotation off to one of the camps on the left or the right around the 2-minute mark or so that way you can have that bruiser camp pushing up into the top lane. But that only time we'll be able to tell for that one, as Null Pointer gets the pustules out to the friendly team. Asmodean gets a dunk out to deny any sort of mounting and quicker rotations. Knight slowed down in bottom, and it's same thing with like role swaps. Kerrigan, who was is being played by Kaim, who was on the hold on, we have a bit of engagement as Rocker World's going to be coming out here. Nice combo coming out from Kaim, but not connecting fully onto the Anub'arak. They do work their way around here, and they do not want to give up this biotic emitter. Kaim getting low here. They do have the laser coming out. The stun will be there. They are going to be having to disengage. Kaim going to have the nice combo, but they end up getting picked off here, and that is going to be the first kill of the game, going over to Roll1 Esports. And now, objective should be popping up in 30 seconds. We could see one of the camps on the left or the right being chased after. Knight is going to get caught out by that Howling Blast, but no other extra damage going to be going out onto them. No kills to be followed with that. But here's the thing. About a level lead is forming. Yeah, actually, way more than that. A little bit more than a level lead is forming in favor for Roll1 Esports, and now we see them rotate off. They will grab the siege camp. 10 seconds left on the first control point, but here's the thing. You do not need to be immediately there for these control points. You can delay this out for a little bit. You don't have to get that initial 100% right away. You can kind of battle it and kind of play this slower game, but camp rotations from both these teams are very on point. Getting them almost at the exact same time, just knowing when to be there. Jaina is going to be in the top lane for a bit here. And that experience gap we're seeing is starting to dwindle between the two teams a little bit, but it's still very present in favor for the members of Roll1 Esports. Charge going over in their favor while we still have Arthas and Cassia in bottom duking it out. And we could have a quick rotation into this. Arthas is going to be leaving the bottom lane. 6-6 in level. 1-0 in kills. Here's the fun part. I was going to say, here's the fun part we get to wait, but it's more of the anticipation of the fight that we're about to get. Arthas still staying down in bottom, making sure that Cassia doesn't get any sort of extra value on top of them. They do have that top lane pushing in their favor on the side of Arrogant Nephalem. Arthas has come up to help out the friendly team. They are starting to get quite high in that percentage, over 70% already. They need to get those 7s, as well as they need to find an entry onto this. Kaim going to be going into top lane, going to be just trying to push, and I think they're just going to give over this first Triglav Protector and say, hey, it's all yours, I guess. We're just going to go ahead and clear these waves, get our 7s, and defend. Null Pointer a little bit in a risky spot there. So we should see pretty much the standard with this Triglav Protector. It's going to be taking... Oh, no, they don't even go for the full front gate. They're just going to be doing some damage to it, and they... Oh, no, they changed their mind. Nope, they don't change their mind. This is just going to be this is what we typically see, is they move up in top lane, they go for that top well, and the reason they go for this top well is the same thing that I was talking about on Dragonshire and a little bit on Battlefield of Eternity. Taking out the wells, taking out that lane sustain. When this next objective pops up, for the top lane, it's going to be so much more difficult for them to sustain on the side of Arrogant Nephalem because they have to run into their mid lane or to their keep in that top lane to even try and get some extra healing. So they're going to be mostly relying on Null Pointer. As Kaim gets really low, that is going to be a kill going over in their favor. They start to chase on the Knight. Null Pointer getting that pustule spread out to the friendly team. That is going to be the well going down as well. The Power Glove from the Triglav Protector will not be connecting to lock down anyone. And now Asmodean still raining those globes down, sitting at 95 out of the 200 stacks for just the Gluttony. They need 400 total for the extra damage coming out from the Globe of Annihilation itself. But that is going to be the first Triglav Protector going down and a decent amount of damage coming out in favor for the members of Roll1 Esports. Big Beard and crew rotate out. Oh, actually, mid lane, they're trying to find a bit of a chase here. Sigatai is going to take a little bit of it, but no big chases, no big kills as 9-8 in levels start to form. Are they able to close this experience gap? That's the thing. Top lane also has some minions that are pushing into that tower that are going to be dealing a decent amount of damage. That fort takes some extra damage in top lane, getting a little bit more weaker. And the other factor that I want to point out, I don't think anyone's used an item yet. They've picked up all these items and no one's been using them. Sigatai a little bit on the rough side of this. They might have the Dwarf Toss out of here, and that is going to be onto the other side of this wall. I was about to be like, that's not where you want to be. All right, Tens are here. Sendragosa, please. Sendragosa, please. Sendragosa, please. Uther also holding. If this is a Divine... No, it's... Okay, there's Divine Shield. Just give me... I'm dying a little bit inside. That is going to be the Army of the Undead for the Arthas. They do have this 10 advantage for a little bit. They could play this a little aggressive, but I don't think that's the game plan at the time. They just let them get 10s on the other side. No playmaker for the Muradin either. It's going to be Avatar, Massive Shove, Ring of Frost. Do we get the Maelstrom or do we get the Ultralisk? They're not going for the Water Elemental for the extra member. That's what I was thinking in draft, is that we're going to be getting the Ultralisk with the Water Elemental. We do have the Ultralisk, which is going to be a nice, like, not point and click stun, but it'll be a nice skill shot stun. Ooh, Zad going to be juking out Sigatai here. Toffitz is going over as well. Okay. Nice Massive Shove to disengage. Okay, what do we have here for questing talents? We are getting up there for Arthas level 1. Frostmourne Hungers, correct? Eternal Hunger. And now, Arthas rotates up. Oh, they're trying to take this. They're trying to open this up a lot more before they have the next objective, which is a smart move. Now it's going to be even more difficult. They have the Howling Blast go out. It doesn't connect. They do take out the top lane fort. That will be periodic catapults and a little bit more experience advantage, or a little bit more experience in their favor, with the passive experience gain there going up by 20% per fort going down. That will push them ahead a little bit here for a few seconds. Kai going to be diving in. They want to try and get a kill onto this and at least slow them down during the next control point phase. Azmodan is back from death. Right? No. No one's died over there. I don't know why. He just must have hearthed back. And I thought he died there for a second, but he still has the bioarc emitter. And as I said, no slippery, Zad slippery for real. Home, absolutely. All right, 12 to 11, 13 very, very close in favor for the members of Roll1 Esports. We'll see if they're able to move in on this. And as I said, almost everyone has like an item on the side of Roll1 Esports except for Big Beard. Yeah, everyone has an item. A bioarc emitter are going to be used. They step up onto the point. Sigatai seems to be the initial target. That is going to be the Army Undead pop. That is going to be the Massive Shove pushing them back. That is going to be the Hyperion going out into the backline. Jaina is going to be doing some damage to that into Null Pointer, who's in the cocoon. But while that was all happening, they got the kill onto Kerrigan. That is going to be the Hyperion ending. A nice Ring of Frost to slow them down, but the thing is, they have another biotic emitter. They drop that, they're fine. Another turret is going to be dropped and killed. Dunk's going out, and as I said, now if they want to go ahead and try and get mana, if they want to just get any sort of burst in healing or just have that, you can see that the entire team is going to have to tap well behind their gate, or they're going through mid just to defend that, because, well, they only need to leave the Anubrak on this point. They have 13 to 12 in their talent tier advantage. They could go for the biotic emitter camp just to pick that up and have some extra healing in their favor. Sigatai and crew, or at least Sigatai is trying to scout this out. I came in at the worst time, Eternal Hunger. I'm so sorry, Jinxie Cat. I got 50% right. 13 to 12 in levels. We are going to be having the support camp going over in favor for the members of Roll1 Esports, and I think they're going to be turning around, trying to go back onto this point once they have this bioarc emitter. That is going to be the web wrap going out onto the Kerrigan. They're trying to take this fight. Massive Shove will push the Anubrak real far back. That is going to be the Kerrigan getting caught out here, trying to get a combo that does connect onto one, but it unfortunately is not enough. Ball Lightning goes out onto a couple of members. They do get the burrow forward with the Anubrak. They do not connect on any skill shots, but this forces them away at 80%. They pick up the point at 88, and now they should have the second Triglav Protector in their favor. And the question is, how do they play this? Do they try and push through top lane and take the keep, or do they push through bottom lane and prep for control point C? If they go through top lane, they'll have consistent catapult pressure in their favor, but I think they're going to go for the experience gain. They're going to go for catapult pressure in mid. As the experience changes came into this game, the way that we play a lot of the maps has changed too. So like as I'm casting more and more, picking the talent. That is true. That is actually not the level 1 Arthas talent that I see often. And I'm not an Arthas main, so I can't talk to that. The resident Arthas main is in chat, and I'll ask her. Mid lane fort. Oh, just it needs well a dunk from Azmodan, which won't be too hard to find. They do move that down into bottom lane. Triglav Protector at 96% health, and it's 34 seconds left. Azmodan will be finishing that baseline quest, so they are gonna have the cooldown reduction. They do go for the laser onto the fort, which allows them to burn this a little bit quicker. The Triglav is gonna be doing the same, and now they step up onto the enemy team. So many members get really damaged by that. Travis taking a lot of damage. Massive Shove gonna be coming out from the Stukov onto the Arthas. That kind of slows them down a little bit here. 14 seconds left on this Triglav Protector, 66% left on its health. They can really siege in this, but they're playing it a little slow. They don't want to have the Triglav die and it's being too close to the gate or anything like that. They're just going to kind of open this up a little bit. The Triglav will go down now, and do they turn this around? Big Beard is taking quite a bit of damage. They are going to be popping the Army of the Undead. That's going to be the Nubrak diving the backline. The web wrap goes out onto the Jaina. They have the Ball Lightning onto a few. Nice Massive Shove going out onto the Nubrak. Cassia is the first one to go down during this. That is also going to be the Hyperion on top of all of this. They do get the kill onto the Arthas. That it will be Uther going down. They do have some ghost heals during this disengage, but that is a 2-for-1 trade in favor for the members of Arrogant Nephalem. But 16 talent tier was hit for Roll1 Esports, and all they got to do is dunk that mid lane fort, and that allows them to have some nice catapult pressure. You can already see, oh no, they're going for more stacks. Never mind. Sigatai is going in on to rock your world. They do have the stun for a second. They should have, I think they actually used their burrow already. Azmodan gets the dunk. That's going to be, yeah, mid lane fort going to go down to the minion wave. They do pick up this camp. Oh. There we go. Lieutenant doing all the work. Should just promote them back to generals, but this will be just the mid lane fort going down. They also get the bottom lane fort too, so consistent, periodic catapult pressure through top, mid, and bottom, and also the passive experience gain in their favor. We can also just kind of see how that is affecting their overall experience here in just the passive experience soak with a 2,100 so difference in that department. That's lending to quite a bit of an advantage. Those 16s are really close on the side of Arrogant Nephalem. They can then try and find a fight. Sigatai has gone a little far out from their team. There is going to be the stun, then the root. Sigatai is going to be dropping the avatar form. They do not drop their turret. Dunk going to be going out. Sigatai so low here. They do drop the turret just in case they do fall. That is going to be the Ring of Frost coming out as well. Ultralisk is going to be going down. Kerrigan going to be driving in. That is going to be the pull back onto this, and they get the kill onto the Anubrak. Hyperion does come out, and that's going to be Jaina coming out of the web wrap. Nice play coming out from the side of Arrogant Nephalem, and they only lose a turret. Granted, they also had to utilize the avatar form on Muradin, but I think that was worth the trade this late into the game. Gives them a little bit more of a breathing room, allows them to have some decent lane clear and just kind of prep for point C. If they can get a Triglav, they can do a lot of work with this on the side of Arrogant Nephalem, but they're going to need a lot more, I think, than just a Triglav. They're going to need a couple kills before they jump in that thing and realistically get the value that they want in some of these lanes. But now they rotate and they play it safe. They can continue to stack up their Asmodan, who only needs 94 more, they only need 82 more stacks on their Globe of Annihilation for that last quest. They also went into Pride at level 16, so they're going to be going for that more damage for the Globe. The other factors, then they can go into... I can't think of the talent off the Total Annihilation. I think that's right. The Globe increased range and damage at level 20 if you have your 400 stacks, which at this pace they're going to be on point for it. Arrogant Nephalem jumps onto the point. We'll see what they're able to do here. They do rotate up into the top lane. Are they able to get a keep with this? Army of the Undead popped. They're stepping quite a bit. They do Hearthback the majority of their team. The keep is starting to fall down here. They do have a catapult in the backline. They do pull back the enemy team. Muradin's still left on the point, though. 50%. It's a weird play, but now we have a little battle between Muradin and Asmodan, which I don't know who really wins that out. Well, Muradin getting chased down in this bottom lane. The Howling Blast does connect onto them, but they just end up backing right out of there. They don't follow that up with much. There's also going to be the Impale going off onto the top side of that little engagement. They do pick up the Enforcement Camp on the side of Arrogant Nephalem, so they're going to be trying to come in this next fight with at least an item or two in their favor. They might have something on another player. I can't see. No, it's just going to be the one. Alright, well, this is the engage they got to take as the point is starting to work its way up. The web wrap goes out onto the Jaina in the backline. They do get the clear out. That is going to be Asmodan dumping the damage. They do get the first kill onto the Stukov. They find a counter kill onto the Anubrak as well as then the Kerrigan goes down, but Uther goes down as well. 2 for 2 trade. Biotic Emitter is out as well. They are going to be looking for a dunk for more damage. That's not going to be happening. Knight needs to back out as they do not have much health. They need to find this kill if they want to even this out. The other thing too is the point is starting to get into that contest phase for either side as they find the Rainer here. They dive in with the Fend, and that is going to be the Rainer dying, but the Cassia dies to the dunk from Asmodan. It's 2v2 at this point. Arthas is going to pop the Army of the Undead, but Zad is the target at this time. Contest between these 2 points, and the Army of the Undead is going to be used here, but the burst comes out from the Jaina. Are they able to get the kill onto Big Beard? They do not find it just yet. They do find it, so oh my god. 1 for 1. Arthas goes down. Zad is the only one left. Sigatai versus Zad, and they back off. I think Asmodan says, I can't fight this. They end up getting this Triglav Protector. Oh my god. I don't have words. Zad gonna be coming in here. They get the Stormbolt. That does interrupt the laser charge. They are gonna get the self-dunk down, but Sigatai has a lot of health. They are gonna be having that third wind proc as well. Oh no, it was activatable. Stone Skin? No, not Stone Skin. What is that called? Stone Form. There we go. They get the Triglav Protector. That's big for Arrogant Nephalem. But here's the thing. Catapults in top lane. Catapults in mid lane. They only... Okay, the Stukov jumped in there as well. This thing hits like a truck, and this will even up that talent deficit between the two teams. This will easily be their way they can find 16. But I don't know. Would it have been better to go through mid? Because mid is going to be the next Triglav Protector phase. And if they can open that up, that would allow them, one, to have the catapult pressure against the waves that they're going to be experiencing. But the other thing, too, is that it makes it kind of even fight for that control point A. They want to open up bottom lane. They want to have catapult pressure through this. They want to take the keep, and they want to have some sort of win condition. 20 to 20 in levels. Team is coming back. Jaina should... I wonder if they should clear that top lane. I'm just looking at minimap, but either way. They open up the bottom lane keep front gate, but I don't think they can move on to the keep unless they get maybe a lockdown or a pick. Arthas waiting in the shadows, maybe trying to find an entryway onto that backline. Tribe is going to, I think, scout them out as well, so they rotate in with the team. Triglav Protector going to go down. If they can hold this over, minions were going to be doing some decent damage to their core on the side of Arrogant Nephalem. Now we have this chase. The Triglav Protector is about to go down. Lockdown. Oh my god. The follow-up route. That is going to be the new Breck going in. The web wrap goes out onto one. The Ring of Frost is going to be there. There's going to be the Hyperion in the backline. And everything is being used at this time. Arthas is trying to stay alive. The blink comes out from Kaim. They're staying alive with just a couple hundred health. Ice block from the Jaina, but it won't buy them too much time as the Kerrigan gets dunked on. And that is going to be another kill in their favor. 2 for 4 trade. And Sigatai is the only one left at this time. The dunk goes out. They are going to be trying to chase this. They could just rotate into top, though. The wave's already pushed up. There's 40 seconds across the board. They've got some decent siege damage with Raynor. But they don't go for it. Members of Roll1 Esports are going to go ahead and just grab, I think, a couple camps, grab some items, and prepare themselves for Control Point A. As I said, I don't think I've ever casted a 5th Triglav, and we're getting to that 4th phase. This could be game ending for, honestly, either team. 4th Triglav Protector could go bottom lane, could go top lane. Like to end against the members of Arrogant Nephalem or against the members of Roll1 Esports. Either team can take this match, and that's the most exciting part about this right now. GG Razul rules, unfortunately not. Go, go, go! That's what I was thinking too. I was just like, you guys had time, do it! Nope. Roll1 Esports, they do not want to end this game. They're gonna go ahead and grab the extra biotic emitter. They'll then probably grab their siege camp on the left. They'll go ahead and grab their enforcement camp on the left. And that should prepare them for Control Point A. And realistically, they can't like rush into any sort of fights or push up the waves too far because they don't want to be past their point of retreat and then get kind of stuck in the situation. The other thing too is, as when I went for Blackpool at level 20, so they have that armor reduction if you stand in the Blackpool. Which, if you're standing on these points, it's a good zoning potential, but it does go away after time. Pepe hands. Is my better TV not turned on for my Twitch? I thought I turned on better. Or, is it better TV? Yeah, better TV, isn't it? I'll have to look into that afterwards. Big Beard is going to be holding over this point, making sure that they kind of time this out with the next objective. And as I said, they have the time. They can shark around, maybe look for a pick for someone who's a little too far forward, but I don't think that's going to be the case that they're going to be running into anytime soon. Asmodee will just keep pressuring the lanes, adding just more demonic minions into that. But as I said, Control Point will be unlocking. Arthas is still holding this over. I wonder if they're just going to wait until they get the AFK message, then they'll grab it. Seems like they just got it there, so that will be pushing that into the top lane. Oh, this is a hard spot to be in on the side of Arrogant Nephalem. But if they take this fight and they win this, they can grab the Triglav and run it straight through bottom and take the series. Or, on the other hand, if Arrogant Nephalem gets wiped here, Triglav Protector through top lane, and that's their cord going down. Checkmate for I guess check for both these teams. Not really checkmate per se. Alright, this Howling Blast not connecting. Knight in the backline looking for an entry. Gonna just have some poke here a little bit. And I'm just honestly like kind of waiting for the engagement. Kerrigan gonna maybe dive in. That's gonna be one of the turrets going down. Army of the Undead is gonna be popped. Jaina will be dropping that snow to make sure they clear it out. Blizzard will clear it out. As you can see, that there's gonna be a nice black pool. Gonna be dealing some armor reduction, but as I said, it goes away fairly quickly. Asmodee continuing to hit the minions, which will also give that reduction. Top lane has pressure. We're going to be going out. That is also going to be the web wrap. Cassie goes to go clear it out. That's going to be the Hyperion onto a few. That is going to be the Black Pool, and so much damage from the Asmodee breaking out. That's going to be the Ring of Frost in the backline. Biotic Emitter is out as well. Murden will be going down. The D shield does go out onto the Anubrak, and Kaim is the next target, but they do get the kill onto the Asmodee, but they end up wiping the entire team. Triglav Protector is at 99%. They leave a couple members here. They do grab it instantaneously. Camp is already on the core, and the enemy team is shouting for GG. Looks like this is going to be game number 3 going over in favor for the members. of Roll1 Esports as they work their way through this mid lane. Arthas is already charging forward. They lock down the keep just to make it a little bit easier, and with the camp and everything else, this is going to be game number 3, going over in favor of Roll1 Esports. They take the series 2-1. GG, well played. Oh, what an awesome series we just had. Dana, do you agree? Yeah, you do. Let me go ahead and get a message out to... Okay. Whew. Let me catch my breath there. GG 2.0? Very true, actually. Alright, let me, I just want to check something really quickly. GG's indeed. Cup of Noodle, thanks for coming by. I don't think I've seen your name before. Hope you're having a wonderful night. Boop, boop, ba-doo. Alright, let's see who's streaming. Alright, cool. I know who I'm going to host, so I will copy their name now. Alright, just want to make sure. Still going. Oh, yeah, they are. Launcher. Alrighty. Alright. So, I'm going to jump up over into the interview room. Hello! Congratulations on your... Great. Well, first off, how are you? Congratulations on your victory.
Yes, I much needed. I realized that we hold on, my microphone isn't correct.
Oh, you're fine. You sound fine to me, but that was a awesome series between you. I've got questions though.
That's fine. I said I think I'm glad we're able to win, just because it feels like lately we've been playing into people, and it's outside of Saturday when we played and we truly rolled a 1 and like screwed ourselves over on draft and played terrible. Every team in this league is definitely capable to beat one another. Like, you could see that every match we've pretty much taken one game off every team. Just sometimes we throw and we're not able to finish it.
those are the best ones. But let's talk about this, because the Asmodee was banned out consistently through both of the games, and it came through in the third game as the first pick. Was that like always the intention for Volskaya Foundry, or was it just like, oh, it's not banned, like let's go for it? So we, I think the biggest thing was that we saw that Trieb loves stacking heroes. Like, in all of the games he's played, he was picking up Asmo, he's picking up Gul'dan, he's picking up KTZ. Like, he loves stacking heroes, and he's good at getting stacks. And so we were like, well, okay, the thought was pick Dragonshire, ban Asmo, so that way he can't take it to get stacks on us in our 4-man, and let's just pick a really aggressive 4-man. And it happened to be that we also got to deny KTZ if they were thinking it, which I don't think they were. They had Knight playing tonight, who I guess kind of subs in and does more of a auto attack DPS. So the first ban was purposeful. Second map, Asmo, we thought we would just be able to race and win, and so we're like, well, don't give them any chance that Asmo can like just chunk us. And so if it goes late game and we lose that, somehow Asmo will win the game because we were so focused on racing. True. And then game 3, I was like, well, crap, we can't ban all the stacking heroes. So if he wants KTZ, Gul'dan, or Asmo, we can't ban them all. So which one do you want? And Zad was like, well, give me Asmo, I'll take him. So okay, so we went Asmo there. I like it. It was a good play, and it was an awesome match. Now, really quickly on Battlefield of Eternity, that was the map of your choice for game number 2. You seem to have a strong start, and like the mid game was working really good, but then they got a little bit of an upper hand. Was it just one fight? What was the momentum shift, or what kind of gave the members of Arrogant Nephalem that advantage in that game? Because it was going pretty good, and then it seemed to kind of transition at a point, and they just kept beating you down every single time. So
we both drafted race, which I didn't think of Rainer doing the silly exterminator one.
Yes, that's what I thought of immediately. I was like, yes.
But I forgot about that. Like I was like, oh, they got Tyrande, that's fine. We'll take Artanis and we'll take stuff. And I did, so I thought for sure our race was ahead. And then when we lost, I'm like, that's not a big deal. We have good counter siege. The problem that we ran into was, I think, twice before the objective spawn, the first two actually immortals, we had like mistakes or miscalls to where people just died 10 seconds before the immortal spawned.
Mm-hmm.
So like it completely changed what we could or couldn't do. Like I think the first one, say it's like we got a camp and I'm like, I'm gonna step up and try and get a throw because they're out of position. I missed the throw. I'm like, okay, just back up. And like when Eva was on Stukov, she's like, why am I in here sitting on top of like 3 of their players? I'm like, yeah, you're probably dead. It's like, not that Stukov is the secret to racing. He does hit like a truck, but he's not the like. But without that, we didn't feel confident to engage on them. So they got the first one and the second one. So yeah, I think you're right. Your analysis of like they just slowly were able to get us, and we did not do a good job of some of our mid-game team fights.
They were awesome games. Split. They were absolutely awesome games to cast, and I had such a blast. Before I let you go, any shoutouts that you'd like to give?
Oh, for sure. I'd like to shout out to our sponsor, Mr. Osmo. He's the most wonderful sponsor of Roll1 Esports. Shout out to all the wonderful people on our DICE team. Said I know that Velvet and Poe and Bray were not able to play tonight, but I'm thankful for them being on the team. And I just love playing with these guys. It's fun. I said, whatever we do, we're just having fun.
That's an absolute blast. Thank you so much for the interview. Thank you so much for the games. I can't wait to watch more of them down in the later half of the season. But until then, I'll have to see you in the Nexus.
Sounds good. Sounds good. See you in Nexus. And then Baja, are you going? Did you get to hit the slopes today? It freaking dumped down here.
No, I had to work today. It's Monday. I got to go. I got to go yesterday when it was like knee deep powder. So I'm good. I'm a happy boy. But thank you so much. That was an absolute blast. Have a good one. Have a good one.